Jack Dorsey just did something almost no CEO has the courage to do. He told the truth. Block went from 10,000 employees to 6,000. Not because the company was struggling, but because their internal AI tools had already changed the productivity math. This isn't a cautionary tale about decline. It's a preview of what rational, forward-looking companies will do when the numbers stop lying. Every major layoff cycle before this one had a common thread: revenue pressure, overexpansion during the pandemic boom, rising interest rates. Block had none of those excuses. Gross profit was growing, customer counts were growing, profitability was improving quarter over quarter. They restructured from a position of strength, which is a fundamentally different strategic decision than cutting costs under duress. That distinction should alarm every executive still in wait-and-see mode. The most common corporate response to AI disruption right now is to run parallel tracks. Keep the legacy teams, bolt on AI tooling alongside them, and tell everyone that AI augments rather than replaces. This feels humane and cautious in the short term, but it's strategically suicidal. Companies that consolidate early will have dramatically lower cost structures and dramatically higher output per employee. In 18 months, the gap between movers and waiters won't be a gap. It'll be a canyon. The companies that waited will face emergency restructurings under far worse conditions. There's a long tradition in corporate America of dressing up hard decisions in optimistic language, restructuring for future growth, right-sizing for agility, investing in our people. Dorsey skipped all of it. He explicitly named internal intelligence tools and flatter team structures as the mechanism enabling this change. That level of transparency from a founder CEO with real skin in the game is extraordinary, and it deserves to be taken seriously as a strategic signal, not dismissed as a PR misstep. When founders speak plainly, pay very close attention. For the better part of 2 decades, engineering value was measured in relatively predictable ways. Tickets closed, pull requests merged, features shipped per sprint. That measurement framework is becoming obsolete faster than most engineers realize. The new unit of measure is leverage. How much total output can one person generate when AI is functioning as a force multiplier? Some engineers have already figured this out and are producing at levels that would have required a team of 5 2 years ago. Others are actively resisting AI tooling and watching their relative value compress in real time. The gap between these two groups is widening every quarter. It would be very easy and very wrong to treat Block as a unique case, a founder doing something eccentric, or a company with unusual circumstances. The more accurate read is that Block is simply the first publicly visible example of a restructuring pattern that is already being planned inside dozens of other companies right now. The internal productivity math has changed at organizations across every sector. The companies that are honest with themselves about that math are making decisions today. The ones in denial are simply delaying the same decisions under worse conditions. Block just let us see the playbook before everyone else did. It's important to hold 2 things at once here. The strategic signal from Block is real and significant and worth analyzing carefully. And 4,000 people losing their jobs is genuinely painful for those individuals, their families, and the communities they're embedded in. 20 weeks of severance is more generous than most companies offer, but it doesn't resolve the career disruption, the identity loss, or the uncertainty of re-entering a job market that is itself being restructured by the same forces. Intellectual honesty about AI's trajectory doesn't require pretending the human cost doesn't exist. Every person watching this needs to do an honest self-assessment, and it's a simple but uncomfortable question. What is your leverage multiplier right now? Are you using AI tooling to generate output that exceeds what you could produce alone, making you a 5x or 10x contributor relative to your previous baseline? Or are you skeptical, resistant, or simply slow to adopt, which in competitive terms makes you a fraction of what you once were? The transition that Dorsey referenced isn't coming in the future. It is actively unfolding inside the organizations that are paying attention. The window to position yourself on the right side of that transition is open right now, but it won't stay open indefinitely.